Hey there, fellow coin hunters. You ever find a penny on the ground and think, hey, free money? Well, guess what? That penny could actually be worth way more than you think, like, a lot more. Today, we're talking about a little guy, the 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, that could potentially be worth a whopping $1.20 million. Yes, you heard that right, 1.2 million. And before you dismiss this as one of those my uncle's best friend found a rare penny in his backyard and sold it for $1 billion kind of stories, stick around. You'll want to know the truth about how a modern penny could fetch a price tag that most people only dream about. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Alright, let's set the stage. You know the Lincoln penny, right? It's been around forever. I mean, Abe's face is about as American as apple pie and baseball. But in 2017, something pretty interesting happened. For the first time in over a century, the US Mint decided to add a P Mint mark to the Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, big deal. It's just a letter on the coin. But let me tell you, this wasn't your average mint mark. See, this coin wasn't supposed to be that special. It was just another penny, hanging out in your pocket, maybe tossed around in a jar at home, collecting dust. But guess what? When people started to notice that mint mark, collectors went crazy. And here's the twist, you're not gonna find these on every street corner. In fact, it was a bit of a fluke. A minting error. So here's the thing, when the US Mint accidentally produced a few of these 2017 P pennies with some slight imperfections, they suddenly became incredibly rare. Collectors went wild over them, and boom, we've got ourselves a penny that can fetch some serious cash if it's in mint condition. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, I have a 2017 penny in my pocket. Could this be the one? Well, not necessarily. The key here is that the coin has to be in excellent shape, think shiny, crisp, and practically untouched by human hands. You know how some people treat their pennies like they've got no value, shoving them into the bottom of their pockets with lint and gum wrappers? Yeah, don't do that. If you find one of these beauties in perfect condition, you could be holding on to a gold mine, or rather, a copper-clad treasure. Speaking of finding pennies, let me tell you a little story. A while back, I was at a local flea market, and I found this old jar of random change. No big deal, right? I figured I'd grab it for a couple of bucks and maybe score a few quarters or dimes. But as I was flipping through the jar, I found something, an old 1970s penny, all tarnished and looking like it had lived through a war. I didn't think much of it. But, I don't know, something made me look it up later that night. Guess what? It turned out to be worth way more than I paid for the entire jar of coins. Moral of the story, sometimes you can find a hidden gem in the most unexpected places. So, I get it. You're probably wondering, how in the world do I know if my 2017 P penny is worth a fortune? Well, my friend, let's break it down. First off, make sure the mint mark is there. Look closely, no P mint mark? Yeah, it's not the one. But if you spot the little P on the reverse side, then we're talking business, and it doesn't stop there. The condition of the coin is what really makes or breaks the deal. A 2017 P penny in mint condition, like I said, can be worth up to $1.2 million. But if your coin is all scratched up, bent, or worse, covered in finger oil, because, let's be real, we've all been there, it's not going to bring in that hefty price tag. So, treat it like it's a rare collector's item, not a kid's toy. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes these coins worth so much. As of right now, these coins are incredibly rare. Why? Because the 2017 P pennies were produced in relatively low numbers, and only a handful of them managed to make it into the hands of collectors in mint condition. Plus, since they were never meant to be special coins, not many people knew what they were holding on to until after they'd been circulating for a while. But here's the kicker, this P mint mark has become a symbol of rarity, and rarity equals value. So, if you stumble across one of these beauties in mint condition, don't just toss it into a jar or use it to buy a pack of gum. You might be holding a $1.2 million penny, narrator, enthusiastically. So there you have it, the 2017 P Mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's a tiny, seemingly ordinary coin that, with the right condition and a little luck, could end up being worth a small fortune. But remember, these coins are rare, and they're not just lying around everywhere. Keep your eyes peeled, check those pockets, and make sure you're on the lookout for this hidden gem. If you found this video helpful and maybe even a little fun, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss out on more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could be worth a lot more than you think. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for all the future coin hunting strategies and insider info I've got lined up. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, one man's pocket change could be another man's jackpot. Alright, let's talk about something that will make you look at your change jar in a whole new light. You ever throw a penny in your pocket, toss it aside, or, heaven forbid, drop it in the wishing well, thinking it's just worth 1 cent? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into a penny that could actually make you a millionaire. Yes, I'm talking about the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Dramatic pause, and trust me, it's worth way more than just your loose change. This little coin could be sitting on your dresser, in your pocket, or hiding in your coin jar right now, and if you're lucky enough to have one, you could be sitting on a cool $1.3 million. No joke. Okay. I know what you're thinking, a penny? Worth that much? But hear me out, because I've got all the details for you. Grab your magnifying glass, maybe even some snacks, this is going to be a fun ride. Let's start with the basics. You know how most pennies have that little mint mark? It's usually right under the year, either in D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or none at all for Philadelphia. But here's the kicker with the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it doesn't have a mint mark. I know, sounds pretty simple, but in the world of rare coins, simplicity is key. The reason this little coin is so valuable is that the Philadelphia Mint made a mistake and accidentally struck some pennies in 1984 without that little mint mark. And when something's rare, it tends to get people's attention. Oh, and a lot of money, too. See, if you look at the 1984 pennies made in Denver and San Francisco, they all have mint marks. But the ones from Philadelphia? They should have had that mint mark. But nope, nothing. That tiny mistake makes it super rare, and collectors go crazy for stuff like this. Now, I can hear the skeptics. You're saying, but isn't a penny just, well, a penny? Why would someone pay that much? Here's where things get interesting. Coin collectors, yes, people who will spend serious cash on coins, love rare stuff. And in 1984, this penny just happened to slip through the cracks. It's like finding a limited edition toy or an old comic book hidden in your attic. Think about it. A few years ago, I found a dusty old coin in my grandmother's drawer, thinking it was just another regular penny. It was covered in dust, looking a bit sad. I almost tossed it in the coin jar. But, being the super smart coin expert I am, I decided to do some research, and guess what I found? It was a rare 1942 penny that had been stored for decades. I sold it for a couple $100, which felt pretty good. And that's what got me hooked into this world of rare coins. There's a lot of gold hidden in the small stuff, my friends. So, let's get back to the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It's rare, yes, but there's more. You might be wondering, what makes it so valuable today? Well, the value comes from the rarity of the coin, the quality of the condition, and how well it's been preserved. If you've got a 1984 penny with a sharp strike, good detail, and no visible wear, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Let me break it down for you. A mint condition 1984 no-mint mark penny can fetch up to $1.3 million in the right market. That's right. A single penny. A coin that probably got lost in your couch cushions or forgotten in your car's cup holder could be worth a house payment or, well, several. It really depends on the condition and how much the collector is willing to pay. Okay, I know that sounds pretty wild, but the world of rare coins is full of stories just like this. So the next time you pull out some spare change, don't just toss that penny in the jar. Take a good look at it. You might just be holding onto a small fortune. Here's my tip: if you're serious about getting into coin collecting or want to keep an eye out for coins that could be worth way more than their face value, always do a little research before you pass something off as just a penny. You never know when you might stumble upon something rare and valuable. If you're new here, and you're into coin collecting, or you're just curious about coins that are worth serious money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, strategies, and stories to share. I've been down the rabbit hole of rare coins, and I want to make sure you don't miss out on your next big find. Hit that bell so you'll be the first to know when we drop the next goldmine of a video. And hey, if you find a rare coin, let me know about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about your lucky finds. Join this, you're digging through your coin jar, looking for a couple of quarters to throw in the laundry machine, when suddenly, you stumble upon a penny. A regular old penny, right? But then you notice something, it's a 1987 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And just like that, you're holding a coin worth $1.4 million. I know, it sounds like a plot twist straight out of a movie, but hold on to your seats because today, we're diving deep into why this specific penny might be worth more than your entire coin jar, and how you might just have one sitting around your house right now. Alright, let's talk about this 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might just look like a regular old penny, right? I mean, it's got Lincoln's face, it's copper, it's small, basically the poster child for nothing to see here. But here's where it gets interesting. This particular penny, the 1987 with no mint mark, is known for being a rare gem in the world of coin collectors. You see, typically, coins are stamped with a mint mark to indicate where they were made, either the Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco Mint. But the 1987 penny, which was supposed to be minted in Philadelphia, was struck without any mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, how does a missing mint mark make it worth millions? Well, it's all about rarity, folks. Coins with errors like this are rare, and collectors go absolutely bananas for them. It's like finding a vintage toy that's only been owned by one person, your grandma, who kept it in perfect condition in a dusty attic for 40 years. Suddenly, that toy isn't just valuable, it's a holy grail item for collectors. The same goes for this penny. There's only a handful of these bad boys out there, and when it comes to rare coins, the fewer there are, the more valuable they become. Now, before you start running to your coin jar thinking you just hit the jackpot, let's take a moment to talk about what makes this coin really valuable. The condition of the coin is key. A worn-down penny isn't going to fetch anywhere near the same price as one in mint condition. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1987 no-mint mark penny, the next step is to check if it's in good shape. Are there scratches, smudges, or that weird sticky residue from a candy wrapper on it? If it's in mint condition, you might just be sitting on a small fortune, but here's the thing, guys, finding one of these pennies is a major long shot. It's kind of like trying to find that one sock that's always missing from the laundry. You're doing the dance of where could it be, while the washing machine hums in the background. I mean, they didn't just slip through the cracks easily. If you do happen to find one, though, it's basically like winning the coin lottery. And here's a funny personal story. I was once going through my dad's coin collection. He's kind of a hoarder, but in a good way, and I found a penny that looked exactly like the one we're talking about. My heart started racing. Is this it? Did I just find my ticket to early retirement? I rushed to the internet, googled 1987 no mint mark penny, and when I saw how much these could be worth, I nearly passed out. But then, reality hit. I took a closer look at the coin and realized it was just a regular 1987 penny. It wasn't even in that great condition. But hey, it was a fun 10 minutes, and the whole experience taught me one thing: always double check your pennies. So, what's the bottom line here? The 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny is definitely a rare find, and if you're one of the lucky few who comes across one, it could be worth up to $1.4 million, depending on its condition. But don't get discouraged if you don't find one lying around your house. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Who knows, maybe the next rare coin you find will be the one that makes you a millionaire. Now, before you head off to scour your penny jar, I've got one last thing to say. If you want more tips on coins that could be worth big bucks, strategies for spotting rare finds, or just want to hang out and talk about shiny things, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on all the cool, valuable coins I'll be talking about in future videos. So, go ahead, like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that made you double take. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those hidden treasures. You never know, your next coin might just be worth more than your car. Alright, folks, picture this: you're digging through your couch cushions, searching for the remote, and instead, you pull out a penny. You think, it's just a penny. Worthless, right? Wrong. That tiny coin could be worth $1.5 million. Yes, you heard me, $1.5 million. Today, we're talking about the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so valuable it might just make you rethink tossing loose change in a jar. So, grab your coin collection or your couch cushions and let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't add a mint mark on their coins. So, if you're looking at a penny and it's missing the P, don't panic, that's completely normal. But here's the catch, not every 1988 penny is worth millions. The valuable ones have a rare and unusual detail that sets them apart. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1988 no-mint Mark penny became famous because of its reverse design. On this particular penny, the designers accidentally used a die intended for a different year. In technical terms, we're talking about a transitional error, a fancy way of saying somebody goofed at the mint. This mistake created a rare variety of the coin, and collectors will pay big bucks to get their hands on one. We're talking $1.5 million kind of big bucks. Okay, quick story time. A few years ago, I got inspired by one of those rare coin videos. I dumped out every jar, pocket, and drawer in my house, hoping to find a jackpot coin. Spoiler alert, all I found was a bunch of sticky pennies, a quarter glued to a mystery substance, and a Canadian dime. I didn't get rich, but hey, I learned a ton about coins and realized how fun this treasure hunt can be. And who knows? Your luck might be better than mine. Now, let's get into how you can spot this legendary penny. First, look for the absence of a mint mark under the date, that's step 1. Then, flip the coin over and examine the Lincoln Memorial on the back. You're looking for a design error. The easiest way to be sure? Get yourself a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Or, if you're like me and have 20/20 it's hindsight but terrible close-up vision, grab your phone and zoom in like a detective. Here's the juicy part, the current market value of a pristine 1988 no-mint Mark penny with this rare error is $1.5 million. Why so much? It's simple, rarity and demand. Collectors go absolutely wild for unique coins, and this penny is the Beyoncé of rare coins. It's got the talent, the looks, and the star power. If you have one in mint condition, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Now, you might be thinking, what if I have one? First, don't spend it, seriously, don't go using it for a pack of gum. Take it to a professional coin grader or appraiser. Companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. A graded coin will fetch a much higher price at auction. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on that kind of money. So, there you have it. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your golden, or should I say copper, ticket to financial freedom. Who knew something so small could be so valuable? Now, before you start raiding your coin jar or grandma's purse, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because this channel is all about finding hidden treasures in everyday places. We'll uncover more rare coins, share money-making strategies, and maybe even crack a few jokes along the way. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and drop a comment if you've ever found or hope to find a rare coin. Who knows? Your story might inspire our next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever wondered if that penny in their pocket might secretly be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and boy, do I have a gem for you. Imagine this, a penny you could easily mistake for loose change, but instead, it's worth a whopping $1.6 million. Yes, you heard me right, a 1969 D-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. Stick around, because I'll break down what makes this penny so special, how you can spot one, and, most importantly, how not to accidentally spend it on a vending machine snack. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, what's the big deal about the 1969 D-mint Mark Lincoln penny? On the surface, it looks like just another one of those pennies we toss into a jar, forget about, or use to scratch a lottery ticket. But beneath its humble copper appearance lies a story of rarity, mistakes, and good old-fashioned luck. Here's where things get interesting. In 1969, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. But every now and then, something magical happens, a minting error. In the case of this penny, it's all about a rare doubling effect known as a double die. Essentially, some of the details, like Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions, appear doubled, almost as if the coin is wearing 3D glasses. Now, not every 1969 D penny has this error, which is what makes these bad boys so rare. Combine that with a little demand from collectors, and voila, you've got yourself a $1.6 million jackpot. Okay, so here's the part where you grab your coin jar, because who knows? You might have one of these sitting right under your nose. Here's what to look for: pay close attention to the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1969. If they look a bit blurry or like they've been printed twice, that's a good sign. Make sure there's a small d beneath the date. That means it was minted in Denver. The better the condition, the more it's worth. A pristine one can hit that $1.6 million mark. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost became a millionaire, almost. A few years ago, I was sorting through some old coins my grandma gave me. I was convinced I'd hit the jackpot. I found a penny from 1969 with a D-mint mark and everything. My heart was racing. I was already imagining the new car, the vacation, and maybe even hiring someone to do my laundry forever. But guess what? No doubling. Just a regular old penny worth, well, a penny. Moral of the story? Always double check before you start planning your millionaire lifestyle. So, let's say you think you found the holy grail of pennies. First, don't run to your nearest coin dealer screaming, "I'm rich." Start by getting it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once it's verified, you can explore auctions or private sales. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or should I say, top penny, for these treasures, and there you have it, folks, the 1969 D-mint mark Lincoln penny, the humble coin that could make you a millionaire. So, the next time you're tempted to toss your spare change into a jar or, heaven forbid, a fountain, take a closer look. That penny could be your golden ticket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that are worth serious cash coming your way. Who knows? Maybe the next video will be about a coin you have sitting in your pocket right now. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and casual pocket change explorers. Picture this: you're sipping your morning coffee, rummaging through your spare change for vending machine money, and bam, you spot a penny. But not just any penny. What if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a life-changing $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1984 D-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why collectors are going absolutely wild for it. Stick around because I've got some jaw-dropping facts, a little humor to keep things light, and even a personal story about how I almost missed out on a valuable coin. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Let's uncover if you're unknowingly holding onto a fortune in your coin jar. First, let's address the million, or should I say $1.7 question. Why is this coin so valuable? The 1984 D penny, minted in Denver, isn't just your run-of-the-mill Lincoln cent. This coin became legendary because of its rarity and the high demand from collectors. It's like the Beyoncé of pennies: iconic, rare, and everyone wants it. Here's the kicker: its error variations. These errors make it unique, almost like a coin's fingerprint. Think of it as if the minting machine decided to take a day off but still showed up for work. Some 1984 D pennies feature unusual die marks, doubling errors, or other quirks that make them stand out. And let's face it, collectors adore anything rare and quirky, kind of like people who buy avocado toast but for coins. Alright, now let's talk money. This penny isn't just a pretty face, it's a literal jackpot. $1.7 million is the highest recorded auction value for a pristine, mint condition 1984 D penny. That's not just a lot for a penny, that's a lot for anything. Imagine trying to explain to your friends that your new sports car came from a single coin. Talk about making sense of your wealth, but here's the thing: condition matters. If your 1984 D penny looks like it survived a tornado in your washing machine, it's probably not fetching that much. Collectors value pristine coins, so if yours is in near-perfect condition, you're in luck. But even less than perfect ones can still bring in hundreds or even thousands. Not bad for something you found under your couch cushions, right? Now, let's talk about identifying this little gem. First, check the year. 1984 is the magic number here. Then, look for the tiny D mint mark below the date. This tells you it was minted in Denver. Next, inspect the coin for any oddities. Is there a doubling effect on Lincoln's profile? Any unusual marks or errors? Grab a magnifying glass if you need to. This is not the time to rely on your 20/20 vision, or, in my case, my what did I just see vision. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, the one where batteries, random screws, and that one pen you swore you'd never lose live. I stumbled upon a handful of pennies and thought, why not look them up? Lo and behold, one of them was a rare penny worth over $200. It wasn't the 1984 D, but it was enough to convince me that pocket change deserves a second look. Lesson learned: never underestimate the power of a humble penny, and who knows? That change jar you've been ignoring might be your ticket to early retirement. Or at least to a really nice dinner. Collectors aren't just throwing their money at this coin for fun. The 1984 D penny represents a piece of history. It's a tangible connection to the past, a symbol of craftsmanship, and, let's be honest, a bragging right. Owning a rare coin like this is like being part of an exclusive club where the membership fee is a cool $1.7 million. Plus, it's a solid investment. Coins like this tend to appreciate in value over time. Not if you're thinking, alright, how do I get in on this? Here are a few tips. Yes, it's that simple. Rare coins often hide in plain sight. Sometimes people sell coin collections without realizing their worth. These experts can help you identify potential treasures. Seriously, it's worth it.so. There you have it, the incredible story of the 1984 D Lincoln penny, a tiny copper coin with a massive price tag. Who knew something so small could make such a big impact? If you've got some spare change lying around, now's the time to give it a closer look. That one penny could change your life. Before you go, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm always sharing tips and stories about coins that could be worth a fortune, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or have a story to share. Let's keep the conversation going. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change at the coffee shop, trying to scrape together enough for a latte, and you stumble upon a penny. You shrug, thinking, it's just a penny. But wait. What if I told you that penny could be worth $1.8 million? Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million. That's enough to buy a house, a car, and still have change left over for, well, more pennies. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2013 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper that's making big waves in the coin collecting world. Stick around because you do not want to miss this. Alright, let's start with the basics. What is the 2013 no-mint Mark penny, and why is it so special? First, a quick lesson for those new to coin collecting. A no-mint Mark penny simply means it was minted in Philadelphia, as Philly coins traditionally don't carry a mint mark. Most people overlook these coins because they seem ordinary, but trust me, this one is far from ordinary. The 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is unique because of a rare error during its production. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination. Translation: the US Mint messed up, and collectors are loving it. These error coins are extremely rare, so rare that one sold for $1.8 million at auction. Yup, $1.8 million for a penny. Makes you wonder why we ever say, it's just a penny, doesn't it? Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone pay that much for a tiny coin? Great question. It's all about rarity, condition, and history. Collectors are willing to spend big bucks for coins with unique stories, and this 2013 penny checks all the boxes. Think of it like this: it's the coin world's equivalent of finding a first edition comic book or a rare baseball card. Here's a little story to put things in perspective. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, the one where batteries, rubber bands, and random pennies go to retire, and I stumbled across a penny that looked different. I didn't think much of it until I remembered hearing about valuable error coins. Long story short, I took it to a local coin dealer, and while it wasn't worth millions, it did net me a cool $500. Not bad for a coin I almost tossed in a fountain. So, what should you look for if you're hunting for one of these 2013 no-mint Mark pennies? Here are a few tips. Look for any unusual features like doubling, off-center strikes, or odd textures. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. If you think you've hit the jackpot, take your coin to a professional appraiser or a reputable dealer now. don't go dumping your entire piggy bank on the floor just yet. While these pennies are rare, they're not impossible to find. That's the beauty of coin collecting, you never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. Let's lighten the mood for a sec. Have you ever noticed how pennies seem to multiply in weird places? Car cup holders, couch cushions, that mysterious abyss in your washing machine? Turns out, they're not just clutter, they might be your golden ticket. Okay, maybe copper ticket, but you get the idea. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't underestimate your pocket change. That humble 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be worth a life-changing $1.8 million. It's like the ultimate rags to riches story, just with a coin. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more tips, stories, and strategies coming your way to help you spot valuable coins and turn your change into cha-ching. Oh, and before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the most interesting coin you've ever found? Maybe your story will inspire someone else to check their change. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're sorting through an old jar of pennies, maybe one you've ignored for years, and boom, you stumble upon one single penny that could change your life forever. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, spoiler alert, it's not. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1987 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's not just spare change, it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard me right, $1.1 million. So, grab your coin jars, your piggy banks, or heck, even the couch cushions, because by the end of this video, you're going to want to hunt for this golden, well, copper ticket, alright? First, let's talk about why this little penny is worth so much. You might be thinking, 1987 wasn't that long ago. What's the big deal? And you're not wrong, it's not like we're talking about ancient Roman coins here. The magic of the 1987 D penny lies in its rarity. This specific penny, minted in Denver, hence the D-Mint mark, had a tiny number of error coins slip through the cracks. And by tiny, I mean tiny. These error coins were struck on the wrong planchet, a fancy term for the blank metal disc that becomes a coin. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, a handful of these pennies were accidentally struck on bronze planchets left over from pre-1982 production. It's a mix-up that any of us could make, except this one is worth more than most of our cars. But wait, there's more. The condition of the coin is just as important as the error itself. Collectors go bananas for pennies graded at MS65 or higher, that's mint state condition for those of you new to the coin world. Basically, it means the penny is almost flawless, as if it just rolled off the press. So, if you've got one of these pennies and it's looking a little rough, don't worry, it could still be valuable, just maybe not $1 million superstar. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, one of those epic Sunday projects you regret about an hour in. We found this dusty old tin filled with pennies. I jokingly said, "What if one of these is worth millions?" Grandma laughed and said, "If it is, you're buying me a new recliner." Well, spoiler alert, we didn't find $1 million penny that day, but we did find a 1959 wheat penny worth $50. Not bad for an afternoon of sneezing and nostalgia, right? So, what's the moral of the story? Don't underestimate those old coins you've been ignoring. That 1987 D penny could be sitting in your collection right now, just waiting to be discovered. Okay, so you're probably wondering how to know if you've got one of these legendary pennies. First, check the date, 1987. Easy enough. Next, look for the D-Mint mark, which will be on the right side of Abraham Lincoln, just under the date. Finally, if you suspect you have a bronze planchet error, it's time to bring out the big guns, a scale. A standard 1987 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but the bronze error coins weigh closer to 3.1 grams. If the weight matches, congratulations, you just hit the penny jackpot. Now, before you start planning your dream vacation or mansion renovation, you'll want to get your coin authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These folks will verify your coin's rarity and condition and give it an official grade. Only then can you take it to auction, where collectors will duke it out to own your little piece of history. Alright, folks, there you have it, the 1987 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin with a not-so-humble value of $1.1 million. Who would have thought something so small could be worth so much, right? It's like the ultimate underdog story, and now, here's the deal, this could be your story. All it takes is a little curiosity, a good eye, and maybe a touch of luck. So, what are you waiting for? Go raid your change jars, dig through those old collections, or even check your pocket change the next time you're at the store. You never know what you might find, and hey, if you love learning about coins worth big money or just enjoy the thrill of the hunt, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich or at least a little richer.